Hello, everyone, and welcome to the CarAlarm podcast. My name is Alex,
And I'm Gavin.
and today we're going to review Battleground 2017. We're a little late. There's some bad weather in the area, but we got through it now.
We're good now, no one's dead, so.
Yeah, well, that we know of. Neither of us are dead. That means we can continue podcasting.
Which is good enough for me.
Yeah. So Battleground happened. It wasn't anything special. Far from it, in fact.
It was not good.
It wasn't. There was a few little highlights I liked here and there, but overall.
And there's a highlight that I didn't like.
Okay.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah, we'll get to everything. I have it all. So let's just throw ourselves into this. The first match was the New Day versus the Usos for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships.
This was a really good match.
It was a very good match. And for once, Xavier Woods is actually in a title match, which is nice because Wood is a good wrestler.
He's very good.
Yeah. It went on for a good while. They had a nice back and forth match, and Xavier Woods ended up winning with his elbow that I still don't think they have a name for.
I don't either.
But this time he went literally almost as far across the ring as he possibly could have.
Yeah, unless you can jump from one side of the rope and then out of your other side.
Springboard to the other side. Yeah, but
I think he can do that.
I think if he maybe got like a second bounce, he could probably do it.
Maybe, yeah.
But anyway, that's what he won with, and New Day wins the tag team championships.
When Xavier Woods did this springboard, and then like one of the Usos came and drop kicked him in the face.
It was super kick, I think it was.
It was terrifying.
It looked like he died. It looked like his face just cracked open.
I'm just like, oh dear, he's dead.
It looked. I like that a lot. That looked devastating. Woods probably has a headache after that. But sadly, that's pretty much where the night peaks.
Yeah.
Because next up we have Baron Corbin versus Shinsuke, which it wasn't a bad match, but it wasn't anything special.
No,
it was just what you would expect.
It didn't show much of Shinsuke's moveset,
which he has a lot of.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of holding back his strong style for some reason. They're just letting him use like a specific 6 moves.
Which is dumb.
Yeah. He should just be able to do. I hope when he fights AJ Styles for the U.S. title, probably at SummerSlam, they let them two just go all out, do whatever they want, because they deserve that, and they are going to steal the show at SummerSlam. But one thing I wanted to point out was they've been doing this thing sort of recently where instead they'll play half the rivalry package, video package, before the entrances, and then after both men make their entrances, they play the other half. I don't understand this because everyone in the arena sees the two wrestlers who are super angry at each other and want to kill each other. They have to just stand there for a while the other video package plays. That kind of takes the intensity out of it.
It does. I don't understand it.
It's really dumb. But this is going to become kind of a common theme of Battleground. The match was okay. The ending was absolutely awful. Okay, not necessarily for this match, but the ending wasn't too hot. It was lackluster, I guess you could say. Baron Corbin kicked Shinsuke Nakamura right in the crotch.
It looked like it actually connected.
Yeah. Ric Flair style, to avoid Shinsuke's reverse exploder. And he hit Shinsuke with the briefcase and the end of days after the match. Because it ended in DQ after the crotch shot.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
This was just a disappointing match
for
me.
I know.
Because, it could have been amazing, and it
Corbin's good. Shinsuke's amazing.
Yeah, so, you have a good match right there.
Mm-hmm. On paper.
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly, at this point, I can't tell whose fault it is anymore. If it's their fault for just not having a good match, which, there's nothing wrong with that. That happens. But it could also be, restrictions put on them. You never know, and it sucks. I really want to know. I feel like if they let Shinsuke go all out and Corbin go all out, they could have something great, but...
We need a man on the inside.
Yeah, we do. We're going to have to start start making some contacts. All right, you want to go to the next match here?
Yeah.
So the next match is the SmackDown Live Women's 5-Way Elimination #1 contenders match for Naomi's Championship at SummerSlam. Sorry, that took a lot of concentration to get out.
Yeah, it's
That's a
quite
lot.
a mouthful.
It was Natalya, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Tamina, and Lana in a 5-way. The first woman eliminated was Tamina, I believe.
Yeah, because the arm breaker thing.
Yeah. And then, because Becky eliminated Tamina, and then she eliminated Lana the same way with the, what's it called? The, Disarmor from Becky. That's her finisher. And then Natty gets a schoolboy on Becky to eliminate her, which, I'm probably not happy about that. I'm just like, okay, cool. Becky's gone. Don't care about this match anymore. And I knew Charlotte would win, but she didn't.
Nope.
Because Natalya also rolled up Charlotte, but into the turnbuckle after she blocked a moonsault, and then she got the win off that. And Natalya is going to SummerSlam to face Naomi.
Which I'm not super upset about.
I'm not either.
I mean, we get Natalya, who hasn't really done anything ever.
No, and she's good. She's good enough to deserve the kind of shot, but I gotta admit, I would have liked a Charlotte, Becky, Naomi triple threat better.
Yeah.
But the ending was just kind of out of nowhere. And maybe if they would have built up to it a little more, let Charlotte and Natty go for a little while and kind of feel out the crowd to see, like, kind of make Natty a bit of an underdog for a little while and then make her win out of nowhere instead of just kind of out of nowhere right after Becky's whole situation happened. It was just, like, the match went on for about 5 or 6, 7 minutes before it was elimination, win. I don't like that. I don't like when they do that.
I think that's kind of how it is with all elimination matches, though. They just kind of go on for a little while, and then everybody gets eliminated, and then you got the winner.
It is often, but I don't like that. I don't think that's a good way to do it.
Me neither, but that's just the formula now.
It's not always the way, because I think, I can't think of any examples right now, but I don't like it. But yeah, that is usually the way they do it, especially with the women, because they don't give the women time.
Which is dumb.
Yeah. But, whatever. Next up we have AJ Styles vs. Kevin Owens for the United States Championship. Now, once again, the match was fine. It was pretty good. It wasn't amazing, but it was pretty good.
Which it could have been.
Yeah, once again. Of course, as usual, so far we're going to have a bit of a lackluster ending. Styles,
this one didn't make any sense.
It didn't, and we can talk about it for a bit afterwards. So, AJ Styles goes for a calf crusher. Kevin Owens reverses it into a crossface, I believe.
Yeah.
Styles reverses it into a crossface. Kevin Owens reverses that crossface into a pin and wins.
Now, this didn't make any sense, because
No.
all AJ has to do is, like, let go and roll away.
Yeah. So
that was it. And how did he not think to do that?
I have no idea. The only thing I could think of is that kayfabe Styles didn't know he was getting pinned, which makes Styles look stupid because the ref is right by his ear slamming his hand in the mat.
And also, how can you not feel your get rolled?
Yeah, exactly. As a wrestler, AJ Styles should know when he's on his shoulders.
I think as a person that can feel things.
Yeah. So I think the idea was, of course, obviously, for some stupid reason, they wanted to make a shocking ending in every single match tonight.
Which I'm okay with, as long as they're not dumb.
And it makes sense. I think a shocking ending shock value is great and all, but you shouldn't do it just for that.
The shocking ending is good when it's like Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker.
Yeah.
Breaking the streak. That was great because it was a really good match.
And Lesnar's believable to kill The Undertaker.
Yes.
So that, see, I want to talk about that for a second because people have a lot of problems with Taker versus Lesnar. I don't have any with it. It's sad that the streak broke, but if anyone was going to do it, believably, it would be Lesnar. I know you would want, like, a younger guy to go over, but you wouldn't get that epic moment that Lesnar and Taker gave everyone.
Yeah.
If AJ Styles came in and beat the streak, which of course I would not argue with,
No.
that would be great, and everyone would be like, yeah, cool. But now you have Taker and Lesnar, and they live in like that little, oh my god, that was incredible. Do you remember that one time part of everyone's mind? Instead of just, wow, what an epic moment. We'll look back at that later eventually as a really cool thing. But now that's legendary now.
Yeah. So I mean,
And like I said, Lesnar's believable. Lesnar looks like he could kill the Undertaker.
the only other person who could do it and maybe have that same moment is Cena.
Yeah. And I think that's who everyone thought was going to do it, including myself. I figured Cena, whenever they faced each other, that would end like that. But hey, that didn't happen. Super Cena died off before that, thank God.
Yeah.
He is still dead. But
he passed all that energy to Roman.
Yeah, he did. Didn't they have a tag match one time on Raw?
Yeah, I think so.
He gave it to them then. That one tag, that clap of the hands to tag in Roman. That's where it all transferred. Cena gave all his Super Cena energy to Roman Reigns.
I'm happy with that because we got good Cena now.
We got good Cena, but we got bad Roman.
We just put him with the Shield again.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Owens is new U.S. champion, if that wasn't clear. And there you go. That's good because honestly, I love AJ Styles as U.S. champion, but Kevin Owens' Face of America gimmick doesn't work if he doesn't have the title.
Yeah.
And that gimmick's kind of a little bit of a baby, so I think he should keep that for a while. Let AJ fight for the world championship. Jesus. Anyway, let's move on. Do you want to say something?
No.
Okay. Next we have the Fashion X Files, which were promised.
These are always good.
They are always good. I forgot about this when we were kind of ranting about how terrible the pay-per-view was. But this was good. Even though they did promise a ending, there was not one. Tyler Breeze and Fandango are in the back when the Ascension comes up and confesses to tearing down the office from a few weeks ago. But Fandango says that they weren't at the show last week, so they couldn't have sent the box with the horse and the letter in it.
Ascension was also really grossed out about that horse head.
Yes, they took out the horse head. The Ascension was acting like it was an actual horse head. But they couldn't show up because they were at the Eddie Money concert provided to them by Breezango, the Fashion Police. Are they going by the Fashion Police? Because why are they not?
I don't know.
I'm okay with it. I mean, they're still both, but so after the Ascension is kind of like, we didn't go to the Eddie Money concert. We don't like Eddie Money, and then they eventually kind of disperse because it's obvious that Ascension didn't do it. The lights go out, and you hear some rumblings around. Lights come back on. At this point, I think it's a flashlight.
Yeah.
From I guess
Fandango,
the camp.
It's Fandango. Oh
yeah. Okay. Fandango gets a flashlight, and you see Tyler Breeze knocked out once again with a bit of a destroyed office behind him. Lights go out again. Dango goes down, and the little flashlight kind of rolls into the view of them, and they're both knocked out.
And then someone drives off Fandango.
Yes, someone just steals Fandango like it's paranormal activity. So,
I love that.
I don't know what's going on, but it's amazing. Please just let them do stuff forever. Even if they never have another match on TV, just let them do this. And I'll watch SmackDown every week still. Just for this, even. But you know one thing that sucks? I'm kind of backtracking a little, but Styles' Open Challenge isn't happening anymore.
Yeah, I know.
That was a one-time thing, and it didn't even work because it ended up a tag match. Anyway.
Give Cena the U.S. champ, then we'll get our Open Challenges.
But just give it back to Styles. Styles said he'll do the same thing.
Sure.
Because I like those Open Challenges, because we got Stardust and Cena, Neville and Cena, Zayn and Cena, Owens and Cena. Basically everyone you'd want to have a match with John Cena, and they were all good matches.
Yeah, of course.
Who do you think is gonna face? Who do you think is the culprit for attacking Tyler Breeze and Fandango in their office?
I don't know. Adam Rose and the Rosebuds. The Wyatts.
He got fired for I think he failed a drug test, so I don't think he's coming.
That's not surprising, actually.
No, yeah. All right, well,
you're a guy with a bunch of rosebuds. You're probably gonna be high anyways.
All right. Next up, we have Sami Zayn versus Mike Kanellis.
I didn't see much of this match. I don't remember why.
It wasn't very long. Huh. It wasn't very long. It wasn't anything special either. Zayn ended up winning with a haluva kick. Did you see that?
I did.
And that's really it. They tried to cheat again, Maria and Mike, but it didn't end up working. Blah blah blah. Nothing really. A match that really could have just been on SmackDown or the kickoff. Now,
Wasn't Kurt Hawkins and Ty Dillinger on the kickoff? No, Aiden English and Ty Dillinger.
Kurt Hawkins is on Raw, yeah. Aiden English and Ty Dillinger. And did you see that?
No.
So, as Battleground would have it, there was a clean victory by Aiden English.
Yeah, I heard that. I don't understand how that would even be possible.
Me neither. I decided, since I was scrolling through YouTube and I was like, Battleground was terrible. I didn't like this, and I saw the little kickoff replay that WWE uploads their little 5-minute, 3-minute clips of each match. I was like, all right, I'll watch Aiden English versus Ty Dillinger, and I was like, okay, I like Ty Dillinger a lot. I want to see him wrestle, so I decided to watch that because I don't want to go back and watch the entire match on the kickoff show. I gotta fast forward through all the garbage and then finally get to the match. And it's just a hassle. I don't care that much. But Dillinger lost clean. Did zero cheating whatsoever, which is baffling to me. I was just like, okay, Dillinger's gonna kick out. Dillinger kicked out, and he kicked out a few times, but then he just didn't. And I don't really know what else to say, but why? And this is dumb.
Because why should we have good wrestlers actually do something good?
Yeah. And I'm not trying to take anything away from English. English is fine, but Ty Dillinger's great.
Yeah, Ty Dillinger's way better.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't like the whole singing about myself gimmick. Especially with a guy who can't really sing that good.
Well, I think that's the point of it, and I'm fine with it. But it's not. I don't care about it. Let's move on to the main event, which is the worst match in my opinion of the night. Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal for the WWE World Championship.
I do want to say one thing. Randy Orton could have easily squeezed himself
Squeezed. Yeah.
Through the outer part of the cage.
Do you remember last week I said, okay, the Singh brothers can just jump through there.
Yeah, they could just slip.
They can just roll
exactly
through.
What they did.
Mahal could fit through those things. Jesus.
I think he's a little too big.
I think no. Here, so he's got big shoulders, right?
Yeah.
So I was talking about this because the match was boring. It's all everything. So I was just kind of thinking about ways Mahal could get through the cage without having to climb over. So if he puts one arm in first, then gets his head in there, he can kind of rotate to get his shoulder through, and then he can squeeze his lower body through. That's my theory.
That would work.
Maybe he can't do it straight. Maybe if he did it diagonally for the corners, I think he could get through those, and then he could have won without the help of his blah blah blah. So let's get into what happened before I spoil it. So the match goes on for too long and it's very boring. I'm just gonna trash all over it.
I don't like the whole. First off, I didn't know that once a door closes, it's just closed for good.
Me neither. I'm fine with it though.
I am too. It's something different.
Yeah. So, but it happened 3 times, and they could have left very easily. Before we get to the 4th time, which is the stupidest, because I want to rant about that for a second. I think it would have been. I'm going to give a little bit of a hypothesis to make it a little more interesting. I think it would have been cool if on the last door, Randy Orton and Mahal kind of both knock each other down. Mahal gets out the door first because he was closer, and then from under the ring, because they didn't have boards or electronic things on the ring this time because of the Punjabi prison. So he could have reached under the apron, grabbed the steel chair, and while Orton was trying to climb out, just attack his leg with a steel chair to knock him back in the ring, and then the door would shut. Mahal has time to climb over while Orton has to climb over the first cage to get to him.
True.
I think that would have created a little bit of anticipation, I guess, where there was little to none for the entire match. But the 4th door, this is how it actually went down. Mahal got knocked down by Orton. Orton told the ref, open the door. Then he turned back around to Mahal, did his little pound the ground thing, like his little wake up taunt,
Yeah.
to RKO Mahal, while the countdown clock was just going away.
And then he didn't even get out of the cage.
Yeah, he didn't even get out the cage.
Which is dumb, because, RKO, that's supposed to knock out a person, and then he can't even, get out of the door with it.
Yep.
That's dumb.
Yep. It's dumb that, one, he didn't RKO him first, and then leave, open the door. And two, that Mahal kind of no-sold the RKO.
So,
But that's not the only dumb thing. So, eventually they both get out in... Well, okay, no, because Orton is stuck in there for a little while.
I like how when Orton, when Mahal was climbing up, and then Orton climbed up, and then he, walked onto the second
Yeah, he kind of just leaped onto the second part.
I liked that, because it's smart.
Yeah, he's got long legs. He can do it. The Singh brothers come in. I don't know how they got in the cage. Probably just squeezing through it, like we said.
They kind of, climbed out from under the ring.
What? Well, how? What? Really? I didn't see that.
They were under the ring, and then they came out, and then that's how Mahal got out.
Why would they do that?
To help Mahal?
Why wouldn't they come through the... Okay, yeah, fair enough.
It's like Hornswoggle.
Yeah, but no, okay, anyway, it doesn't matter. Hornswoggle could probably stand straight up and walk through those giant holes. So, I guess we'll just go through the interesting parts, because honestly, I don't remember a good portion of this match. But Orton and the Singh brothers were kind of around by the announce tables, and Orton knocks one of the Singh brothers off the cage through an announce table.
Which was cool, I liked that.
Yeah, that was cool. Probably the best part of the match.
I like seeing a Singh brother get killed.
Yeah. Reminding me a bit of Ambrose and Rollins. If you remember their Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah.
Except I think he was a little higher than they were. And Mahal ended up getting knocked down again. Orton was pretty much to the top, climbing over the second cage to get out. When Jinder Mahal's music hits for some reason, and the Great Khali comes out.
Now, the first thing that popped in my head is the Great Khali is not dead. Because I was talking with someone, and they asked if the Great Khali was dead.
But he was released. He wasn't with WWE anymore, at least to my knowledge. I heard that he was let go.
I don't know what's the deal. Why he's back.
Why wouldn't you play his music? I know that's a little problem, but I have a problem with it. Why don't you do...
They even had Jinder Mahal's
they had his Tron
movie on and everything.
Yeah.
Jinder Mahal and the Great Khali comes out.
Oh, who's this guy? No one... It's been 3 years probably since he last showed up?
Yeah.
2 or 3 years? I forgot he existed. He's not very good. I wasn't excited to see him again.
I'm just what is he doing out here?
Yeah. He ended up stopping Randy.
By choking the absolute crap out of him.
Yeah, just choking him in midair like it's Dragon Ball. And then Mahal climbed over. And
after he was sitting there for a second just cheering the Great Khali.
Yeah. He's like, go, go! So, here's the thing. I don't like Khali.
I don't either.
I'm not going to act like I do. I like the idea of Mahal having the Singh brothers and the Khali as just his lackeys. As just this big group that he can just send out. It's like, go kill that guy for me.
Kind of like Seth Rollins had.
Yeah. With Kane and J Security.
Yeah.
Exactly the same thing, but just Indian version, I guess. Or Punjabi version. But I still don't care. I like the idea, and I think I'll like it on SmackDown, but I think I'll lose interest very quickly. Just like every single other thing with Jinder Mahal.
I mean, it's the Great Khali. He's not a very interesting person.
He's far
definitely not good on the mic.
Nope.
I mean...
Or in the ring.
Heck, Roman's better than him on the mic.
Yep.
Back when he first left from the Shield.
Suffering succotash.
Yes, that's better than anything the Great Khali says.
And he's not good at English, so he has an excuse. Roman Reigns is completely English. He's terrible in the ring. That's the worst problem I have with Khali. I don't really want to talk about Battleground anymore. I think I'm done with it.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I think I'm good.
You got anything more to say?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, you want to close out then?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Battleground's done. I'm glad. You can follow us on Twitter at CarAlarm Podcast.
You can follow us on Facebook. You just type in the search bar at Sounding Car Alarm, and there's our page. Be sure to like it and all that good stuff.
We are CarAlarm.
Peace.
Thanks for watching.